There we go. Stream has ended. What happened here? Well, why do you say live stream has ended, you liar? Okay. Is it live? Yep. Okay, cool. Do we have volume?
Yep. Okay.
Yep. We're good. Unlock this. All right, this is going to be a bit of a long one. Thanks for letting me know it's live, guys. So I cut it down a couple of ways, but we're going to wait just a few minutes till we get some more people here from all the notifications, and then we're going to talk about what I've got in this box. Then we're going to make some Pheasant Rangoon. It is one of my favorite things to do with any wild game, and definitely my favorite thing to do with upland bird. It's a really lengthy process. It's not a super simple thing to make, but I guarantee you, if you have somebody in your life who doesn't like wild game, they're like, oh, I don't like pheasant, make them this. It will completely change their mind. It is awesome. So we're going to do a whole package of the Pheasant Rangoon, so it's going to take a little bit of time. To cut down on that, I've already gone ahead and chopped up 4 pheasant breasts, seasoned them with some chipotle lime sweet rub, threw them on the griddle, then we'll get to whatever we're going to do next. But I wanted to get that done first because, like I said, it is a lengthy process. So hopefully you guys, what is that? What's in the box? What's in the box? That is the question. What's in the mug is some delicious Dos Equis. And I've learned that this mug perfectly holds 2 beers. So we're gonna drink some beers, we're gonna make some fun Pheasant Rangoon, and we're gonna discuss what's in the box. It's a big launch we're doing. First of all, doesn't the box just look awesome? Allie designed this, and I think she did a really good job. I just think it looks really cool. It makes me think that there's like hunting boots in here. There's not, there's other things in here, but the box does look awesome, at least I think. Yeah, we've been making what's in the box quotes for days, Patrick and I. In fact, we sent out an email, I think, or we're going to, that's like, it's almost what's in the box, and we couldn't shut up about it. We actually had to tell the 2 girls that we work with now, like, do you get that reference? And they don't, because we're old and they're young, and they're like, I don't know what 7 is. How do you not know what 7 is? It's one of the best movies of the century. It's ridiculous. Did that come out in the 90s? Yeah, whatever. It's one of the best movies of the last 50 years. We'll say that. But yes, thank you, Nick. I think the box looks phenomenal. The colors pop. I don't know if you caught it, but it's sausage links around. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. All right, so the box is a partnership that we're doing with The Flush. For anyone who doesn't know, The Flush is an upland bird hunting TV show hosted by our really good friend, Travis Frank. Ron Shera is the production company behind it. We're very close with them. We do a lot of advertisements. We go on a lot of hunting and fishing trips with them. Very, very happy and lucky to get to do that. In fact, Allie, Dylan, and Brett were just up in South Dakota with a few of them. So if you've been following our social medias, you'll see some really cool pictures. But this is something that Hannah from Ron Shera and Allie have been working on for a while. And it is a combination of everything you should need for upland bird processing. It's got a Walton's boning knife, a flush hat, so you can show your love for the flush. It has the Walton's oven mitt. It has a bamboo cutting board with both the flush and Walton's on it. Then you're gonna get one of our waterproof thermometers. These things are absolutely awesome. You're gonna get Hatch Green chili bratwurst seasoning, because that's one of the things that I really like doing with pheasant. And then we're gonna give you a sweet and sassy garlic pepper and a smokehouse barbecue. That's because some of the recipes that we're including, and I'll talk about those in a second, use those two seasonings. And then finally, you're gonna get mango habanero jam from Terrapin Ridge Farms and a co-branded seasoning that we did with them. This is just the Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub, which is one of my favorite things to use on wild game. And we came up with this awesome label that shows off both the flush and Walton style. And where are you? There's a card in here that there's a QR code behind my thumb here, or behind my finger here. And when you scan that, it's gonna take you to a document with a bunch of wild game recipes to show you how to make these and more things. We've got the Bearded Uplander is in here. Travis Frank has one in here. I've got a few, Bill Shirk, other people. So there's some awesome upland recipes in here. So if you are an upland hunter or you know somebody who is, this is absolutely a great gift to get them. Not only does it come with the seasonings that you need to do all this, but the boning knife, the thermometer, all of that is just little extras. And the flush hats are either gonna be this black version or a green version. There's one other thing. We've been working more and more with Onyx recently, and they gifted us 5 elite memberships, and we put them in random boxes. If you follow our social media, you're gonna see some ridiculous videos of me over the next few days, thinking I'm Willy Wonka, trying to flounce, I guess is the best word, around putting those in different boxes. I was having fun with it. I was in a super goofy mood on Friday, so I hammed it up quite a bit. But this whole box, everything's available at waltons.com right now. They're in stock. They will ship right away. And yeah, no, so we are very excited for this. Hopefully this is the first in a long line of things we do like this. We've built a ton of great relationships in the hunting community. We haven't done much with it, but now with Allie here, we have somebody who can actually like drive that stuff, because it's just not what I'm good at. I make sausage and jerky. Like, that's my skill set. It's not doing things like being the driving force behind something like this. So I'm gonna put this back here. If anybody has any questions on it, I will answer them as we go. The code, yes, you can't see the code because I put my finger over it, because you can't scan the QR code without buying one of those. That was a good try. How old are you to say hamming it up? I am 46. So that's plenty old to say hamming it up. All right, let me get some things moved around here so we can get going on this. The Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub and the Mango Habanero Jam are absolutely 2 essential parts to this recipe. You could switch out the Mango Habanero Jam for some of the other Terrapin Ridge things, but you need something in there to give it a little bit of sweetness. The Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub definitely does have some sugar in it, but it's not the same thing. So in here, I've got a softened block of cream cheese. Here, I've got the 4 pheasant breasts. I cut them up into small-ish pieces, but now we're gonna chop them into almost a fine paste. I mean, that's too much. We're not actually gonna make a paste out of them, but I want them little tiny pieces. So we're just gonna spend a minute or two doing this. And then my poor knife will go through the True Hone to get a good edge on it again. We were looking through videos today, and I don't know if any of you guys know who Food Tech Daily is, but about 2 months ago, they used a clip of ours when we were cutting up pepperoni. And I saw our board and I saw black gloves, and I was like, that looks like pepperoni I made. Then you cut it and you just see my knife, like the name come through. So I was pretty pumped about that. If you don't know who Food Tech Daily is, they have some cool like how it's made style videos, all based around different food items. They're worth following. It's pretty cool. Don't slip. I will not slip. I think it's been long enough that I've cut myself that I can start to move past the John cuts himself all the time stigma. I want to say it's been at least a year since my last like serious cut. Now granted, that was pretty bad. All right, so we've got that all nice and chopped up. Get a little bit more going. So I see some larger pieces over here. And these are something I've kind of rediscovered recently. These are our 24 by 30 or 36, no 30 flexible cutting mats. I was processing a deer last week and these things come in so handy with that. You just put them over almost any surface. They're easy to move, they're easy to clean, keep everything, or they're easy to sanitize. So yeah. Then we've got some green onions here, and we're just gonna chop the ends off. We're gonna slice them up pretty fine. And we're gonna use about 3/4 of this in our mix. And we're gonna save just a little bit for the end as a garnish to go on top of the Rangoon. Here's a fun, or I found it fun, fact. Rangoon was made, like, discovered is not the right word, created in America. It was Trader Vic's that came up with it. I don't know if everyone's gonna remember Trader Vic's, and good Lord am I showing my age here, but they were like a, I don't know, Polynesian themed restaurant that is gone now. I don't think there's any Trader Vic's anywhere, but they used to be very, very popular. Papa Sop says, hey, Papa Sop, how's it going? Says he has 2 of these. They do work great. All right, so I've got that all mixed in there. We're gonna put in some mango habanero jam. When I say 2, we're gonna do about just under half a bottle. I would say our level right now is right about there. And we're gonna put in the whole thing. Like I said, it gives it a little bit of sweetness. There's not much heat with this jam. It's got habanero in it, but the habanero is kind of outweighed by the sweetness from the jam. And I'm just gonna mix this all around until I've got the cream cheese, the pheasant, the onion, everything just equally distributed. As I'm doing this, I also have already started outside. I've got our Camp Chef side sear box going. On top of that, I've got some beef tallow. And so we are gonna deep fry these in beef tallow. And like I said, this is one of, if not my favorite wild game recipe, and it's absolutely my favorite thing to do with pheasant. Only thing that would come close would be popcorn pheasant, where we use chicken on the run and deep fry that. And I haven't done that yet since I started using beef tallow to deep fry things in. If nobody's deep fried with beef tallow, it is, at least in my mind, a game changer. The flavor is so much better, and when I deep fry something in peanut oil and then eat it, I get like my stomach feels kind of bad. I can almost feel the oil like coming out through my pores. I don't get that at all with beef tallow. It's probably because there's no additives in this beef tallow. We made it ourselves. We just took a bunch of beef kidney fat and kept rendering it down again and again, because Allie wanted to use some of it for skincare products. So we were trying to get as much of that beef smell out as possible. All right. So we've got everything all nice and mixed up there now. And everything's already fully cooked. So when I go to deep fry these, all I need to worry about is the wonton wrapper the correct amount of doneness? Now these are the wonton, excuse me. These are the wonton wrappers that I've always used for this, partly because that's just what's available at our local store, but they do work really well. They are Nasoya plant-based wrappers. I don't care at all about the plant-based part, but that's just what they are. The one downside to them is they actually do spoil pretty quickly, and they also get hard and stale quick. So I've got a bowl of water here that I'm gonna dip them all in before I fill it. And then I've got an egg wash back here that I'm just basically gonna dip my hands in to seal the edges. Wonder if I can get closer to it. Let me see if I can change the angle on this a little bit so you guys can see my hands more than everything, because I don't know that, that you need to see everything as much as see what I'm doing here. Sorry about that. Where are all the knobs on this thing? God. You would think I'd know how to work a tripod by now. You'd be incorrect. Even that little bit of technology is capable of confusing me. All right, let's refill on some beer. And we will get going. Probably what I'll do is I'll get like 6 of them ready, and then I'll bring the camera out there. There's a chance we can do the rest outside, but I don't think it's gonna work. We've got a lot of wind in Wichita today, and while I've got a better option for audio than just the phone microphone, it sounded pretty bad. I recorded a test thing earlier today, and it sounded not good. All right. I've got one of our just white trays over here. That's what we're gonna use to put them on after we've made them. All right. See how quickly we can do these. So first thing we're gonna do, get one, dip it in water, make sure it's nice and, that one feels brittle. Ooh. Let's see how this goes. And then we want just a dollop in there. We don't need a ton. And I'm always keeping a towel here to make sure and keep my hands at least somewhat clean. Then I'm gonna fold it and just make the opposite edges all touch. And that's all I need to do. Right there. Seal the edges with some egg wash. Move it. Now, that didn't take long, right? But I think there's 60 of these. So it absolutely, cumulatively, this is a long process. So just a little dollop in there, a little bit more than that probably. That was probably too much. Fold them up. Yeah, and these, oof, these ones are dry. They're ripping. Okay. Hopefully, keep getting this moving along here, because the fact that we're seeing pieces of these wonton wrappers come off, I am not liking that. I don't know how anyone can drink Miller Lite unless it's, what is it? Unless it's ice cold. That's not Miller Lite, that's Dos Equis. But, ND Mike, you're just wrong. Miller Lite is delicious and is less filling. How about that Notre Dame game this weekend, huh? USC, Notre Dame, and apparently it's gonna be the last USC Notre Dame game for a long time. I don't blame USC. I would be sick of losing to Notre Dame as well. All right. After I do this one, I'm just gonna move my computer a little bit so I can see the chat better, because I can see their chats coming through, but I can't really see them from where I am. It's possible that I need contacts or glasses or something. This is getting ridiculous. Move this there. Move chat. Hopefully I can see that better. Notre Dame dropping down to the... Oh, how I would love to play Kansas State. Oh, the joy that would bring me this year. I mean, if you want to, like, my NFL season's cooked, right? The Commanders aren't doing anything this year. Bit by the injury bug and a little regression from last year. Beer and light should not be together. I firmly disagree. I have zero problems with a light beer. Especially if it's hot out and I want to drink a ton of them. I'd rather drink, if it's 80 degrees or warmer out, I'd rather drink Miller Lite than Guinness. KSU would hang double digits on them. Right, you guys might score 10 points, that's what you mean. We'd score 40 something, but you know, you are correct. You'd probably score 10 points on us. Most of those would come at the end of the game, but you know. Long ago, I used to drink a lot of Budweiser or Old Milwaukee. Old Milwaukee, that's a blast from the past. When I was almost of drinking age, it was the Beast, Milwaukee's best ice, that we would drink. But again, the main things that you need from a seasoning standpoint for this are in the Walton's Ultimate Upland Kit that's right back there. That's that box for anyone who's joined us since I explained that. And maybe most importantly, there are recipes from some very well-known upland hunters and me, who is definitely not a well-known upland hunter, who actually struggles to hit even pheasants sometimes. I'm just not a good shotgun shooter. Which is kind of funny, because, right, you're hunting, you're doing upland, it's almost more feel than it is precision and accuracy. And that's usually what I'm better at. But I've never missed a shot on a deer with a rifle or bow. Crossbow, but bow. But I have missed dozens of pheasants, and sometimes it feels like the easier the shot, the more likely it is that I am gonna miss it. ND, I'm pretty sure they make gluten-free beer. No, I don't think they do. I don't think the Irish make a gluten-free beer. That sounds more like something farmers would do. Who are the farmers? Oh, that's right. K-State. I emailed a couple of people over the weekend, or maybe it was Friday. We made some updates to Meatgistics with some just like background stuff. Has anyone seen anything odd? I did a bunch of testing. I asked other people to do some testing. We're also going to do a version update on the website in the next week or so. That shouldn't really be anything. The worst that will do is make you sign in again if you're always signed in. But they do, just not great. You've lost me there, guys. All right. We're going to bring this first batch and the camera outside. We're going to see how this goes. I'm going to pay more attention to the chat than I am to kind of what I'm doing. So you guys let me know if the audio is bad to the point where it's distracting. We're going to suffer some audio loss, but I'd far rather do this outside if we can, so we can keep deep frying them as we go here. My keys are outside, so I'm not about to lock myself out. All right. Here, where can I put you that you can see this? Maybe over this way. That's probably better. That's definitely not good, but maybe there. Good Lord. So I've got this closed to try and keep some heat in there. I had the heat perfectly at 350 degrees. I'm gonna put a few of these in. I'm gonna go around to the back side of the camera and see what you guys are talking about with the audio. It's windy here today. We're not in a monsoon or anything, or whatever it is, a gale, but it's definitely windy. And I usually just put 6 or 7 of those in there at a time. All right, so somebody tell me how audio is. Audio is good? Awesome. All right, so while you guys watch that, I'm gonna go grab the rest of the stuff and bring it. Yeah, Andy Mike, we actually got a new, whatever you call it out here, access point. Ooh, that is going fast. So I'm gonna pull these before I go in and get that. Because we don't want to burn these. No matter what we do, we've got to make sure that these don't burn. My apron is blowing around like Marilyn Monroe here. So just no making fun of me for that, Tex. And I am reusing some of the oil from the last time I did this. So it's maybe coming out a little bit darker than it did the first time. But all right, I'm gonna put those other ones in, grab some of the stuff I need from inside, and I've got a table set up here already. All right, I will be right back. Leave the keys out there so we don't have a repeat. You all know what I mean. Need these. I'll just get some fresh water. Oh. All right, and back on track. And I like the idea of doing this all outside. Should be just a little bit easier, and we can kind of put them in there as we go, which I'd far rather do. Snag those, oh, just flip them real quick. I guess I probably needed just a little bit more oil in here. Stay down. If you make those for your friends at some sort of get together, like a Super Bowl party or anything like that, They're gonna absolutely love you. All right. We'll figure out how to do this. I gotta go grab that fork. Oh, that flavor is phenomenal. All right, do I need any of this other stuff? Yeah, might as well take that. All right. Let me just see what this looks like. Oh, you guys are behind where I am. Yeah, that's probably best. All right. So we're back to making more of these. Throw that one away. A few of them already have rips right in them. And taking just a little break in between them also definitely helps the oil heat back up in between batches. Oh God, I'm gonna try and keep an eye on chat while I'm out here doing this, but all I've got to go with or go on is my phone, so that might be a little bit hard. So no, that was the that one's bad too. That was the FedEx trailer leaving for the night. So every day we have a FedEx comes and drops off a new trailer, and the trailer has a conveyor belt system running down the middle of it. So we can go right from our line right into the trailer, and then all we have to do is have somebody go in there and unload what's on the conveyor belt, stack them in the FedEx trailer, and then it goes to the local hub, which if our building wasn't here, you guys could see literally from here. That's how close we are to our local hub of FedEx. I don't know if that's where our trailers go or not. I assume it is, but I don't know that for sure. Also, I know when we started doing these and when we moved in this building, I told you guys that we would spend a night doing a walkthrough where you guys get to see everything. But I really wanted everything to be perfect. And just as much as that, I wanted Brett to be the one to give you guys that walkthrough. He spent a ridiculous amount of money and effort building this new facility. So I wanted him to be the one who got to show it off to you guys. And I'm happy to say we're coming up. That one's dead. You can see how that one's just ripping. I guess we've got some quality deficiencies at the Naseo or whatever that was plant, or these are coming close to going bad. But anyways, Brett is going to be here helping with the walkthrough. Brett, Allie, myself, and we'll take you through what our shipping department looks like, why we did things this way, why we did things that way. Should be really cool. That'll probably come up in like a month or so. 4:30 in the morning in India. Well, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. The one fact that always freaks me out about India is the number of snake bite deaths you have every year from the rust-head viper. Sinister, we're making Pheasant Rangoon. So these are actually some pheasant that Allie shot on a recent trip up to South Dakota. She went with her dad, one of her brothers, and a couple people from Ranchera, and they were sending me pictures of the places that they were. Well, I guess it was more like a clubhouse, and it looked awesome. It had shuffleboard, it had all sorts of great trophies on the wall. It was pretty darn cool. We are at 6 p.m. All right, so I've got 6 right here. I'm gonna dunk these into this oil I've got going over here. Hopefully you guys can hear that. You'll let them cook for just a minute or two. And use this time to chug some beer. Dos Equis go down so light. It'll be funny, next week, the Commanders play the Chiefs on Monday night. So, because we missed the last one, so I could watch the Commanders Bears, which I kind of wish I hadn't watched, we'll probably do something a little bit more basic and sausage based. I was thinking making lean protein sausage. So my thought was chicken thighs with the feta and spinach bratwurst seasoning and using Super Bind. So for anyone who doesn't know, Super Bind is a mix of potato starch and carrot fiber. The carrot fiber holds 26 times its weight in water, and potato starch has a quality to it that it starts really like forming a gel right at 130 degrees, which is exactly when meat will start expelling all its water, all its moisture. So it does a great job when you're making a leaner sausage. Super Bind is a great way to make sure you don't end up with an overly dry sausage. So I thought that might be a cool live stream to do where I could show you Super Bind in use. Because we don't use it all that often, because we don't often make low fat sausages, right? I like a fatty sausage. All right. So this is what they look like when they're done. One of the things I like to do with them after is sprinkle another run of the chipotle lime sweet rub on them, top them off with the rest of those green onions, and then eat them. But they're delicious no matter how. What's up, Allie? What's you say? I think I'm gone for tech. Oh, Texas Tech. Get out of here. There's a fly that's been going around that's bothering me. All right, so we're probably gonna run out of filling before we run out of wontons, but we'll see. Yeah, these wontons are dry. Normally I don't have this problem. Normally they don't want to crack like this, but these all seem to want to be cracking. So you can fill them as much or as little as you want, as long as you get some of pheasant in there, some of the green onion, and definitely a good amount of the cream cheese. Right? That's kind of the main parts of it. How do you think a sweet chili sauce would go in the mix? Yeah, well, that could definitely mix or work. A dip sweet chili sauce might be really good. I don't know about deep frying a sweet chili sauce. Some stuff, when you fry it at really high heats, can give a bitter flavor. And I don't know about chili sauce. I mean, it probably will be fine, but just something to keep in mind. But as a dipping sauce, yeah, for sure. The other dipping sauce that I sometimes make with this is the habanero mango jam, and I'll cut it with like a third water. So like, yeah, 3 times jam to 1 part water, and that will do a really nice dipping sauce. Don't do it every time, but when I do, it's pretty delicious. All right, let's get these 6 in there. Come here. It really is amazing that I haven't burned my fingers yet, just dropping these in there like that. Probably should not have brought that up. What is Allie in on? The sauce? No, like the sriracha, the chili sauce, not like the regular sriracha. So the one that comes in the jar with the screw off cap. That, yes. The regular sriracha with the squeeze bottle, no. Yeah, probably shouldn't have said that. Kimberly, Gulf Breeze, nice. Since you're in Florida and it's the shark capital of the United States, stay out of the water. We're always afraid of sharks here. That's why we live in Kansas. It's as far away from the ocean as we could get. And these are like, I'll show you what this one is doing on the back side. Like, it's cracking. They're cracking along the edges as I'm folding them over. And they definitely shouldn't be doing that. It's not something they normally do. And right now I'm just flipping these over a little bit. Make sure that they get an even amount of time with all of the wonton being in the oil, which technically I need to stop calling it oil. It's beef tallow. It's not really a traditional oil. And I far, far prefer cooking things in beef tallow to cooking that in like peanut and certainly just like regular vegetable oil. I feel better after I eat it. It tastes better. It's got a really nice smoke point. It's easy to work with. So beef tallow overall for me. Yes, Allie, we started off with the box. That one's bad too. That was the first thing we talked about. So I'll talk about that more as I'm doing this, I guess. But on Waltons.com right now, we have something called the Flush and Waltons Ultimate Upland Game Kit. And what it is a partnership with the Flush and ourselves with some items that we think are the most important for upland game. That includes a Flush branded hat and a Waltons and Flush branded cutting board, a Hatch green chili bratwurst seasoning, which I absolutely love, the Chipotle lime sweet rub that is co-branded with Waltons and the Flush. It's also got the Waltons thermometer, the shorter one, the waterproof thermometer, and it has a couple other seasonings, the sweet and sassy garlic pepper, smokehouse barbecue, and then they asked everybody at Ranchera for a recipe and chose their favorite ones. So Travis Frank, who's the host of the Flush, has one in there. Scott Franson, who's the CEO of Ranchera, has one in there, as well as Bill Shirk, a few other people. And then we used a bunch of our pheasant recipes as well. We used to do a thing with Pheasants Forever called Game Bird Gourmet. So for a couple of years there, I got pretty good at cooking with pheasant and quail. And so we used a few of our favorite ones, and this is in there. So everything that we're using here, the Chipotle lime sweet rub and the mango habanero jam, are both in that kit. I think it's like $180 value, and we're selling it at a fairly steep discount. So you can go to Waltons.com right now, and the description, or in the description to this video, there's actually a link directly to that product. So if you're interested in looking at that, you can go down to the description of this video and click that, and it'll take you right to it. Even if you're not a hunter, everybody knows, well, not everybody, most people know somebody who hunts pheasants or quail, and they make absolutely wonderful Christmas gifts. And the box, Allie, we spent some time talking about the box. Everyone agreed that you did a great job designing it. It looks awesome. Dwight says, great job to your shipping department. My last order was placed on Monday and arrived Friday afternoon. Shipping was only $5 for an order of $175. So I don't know. I mean, I know a bunch of the people on these live streams, right? Like we talk on Meatgistics. We've talked to Meatgistics for years, but I didn't say anything about what we've done recently with our shipping. I don't know how many of you have ordered recently, how many of you haven't, but you're probably in for a pleasant surprise when you go to check out. That's all I'll say. And Austin worked very, very hard on that. So if you want to thank somebody, reach out to Austin and let him know you appreciate it. I'm sure he would appreciate hearing all his hard work was appreciated. So this is kind of the consistency of the wonton we're looking for. We want some bubbles on it. We want it to really be nice, crispy, and golden brown. We don't want to start seeing it go really dark. I don't want to see anything even approaching scorch on there. So this one really is pretty perfect. There's one or two over there that I would consider underdone, but that one is perfect. And they're single bites, right? Like you dip that in whatever you want and just so nice and crunchy. I think I can get 2 more before those are done. Allie, did I forget anything that's in the box? God, these wontons are like crumbly almost. Wrapped in bacon, everything tastes better, Allie, for sure. We were just talking about how next week Commanders play the Chiefs, so I'm gonna want to be out of here by 7:30. Well, no, 7. So I was thinking about doing a low-fat sausage, like a chicken thigh sausage with super bind. And you, me, and Austin should come up with some sort of bet for Commanders and Chiefs. Even though, like, I want points too. I want many, many points. I'm not taking some sort of straight bet with that. Oh, yes, yes. Onyx, and I did talk about that initially, Allie. Onyx was nice enough to gift us 5 elite memberships, and I went around and put them in 5 boxes. I was in a very goofy mood on Friday, and was trying to channel my inner Willy Wonka. Actually, you know what? More than Willy Wonka, Michael from The Office with his golden ticket idea. That's what I was going for. So there's a lot of flouncing, and I will accept no amount of being made fun of for that. That comment was specifically for text. Oop. Good Lord. I wish I could tell you I knew exactly what the difference between a Rangoon and a dumpling is. I assume a dumpling does not have cream cheese in it, and Rangoon definitely does. You know what? That one's going back in. There was one sitting over there I didn't like. It was clearly not cooked long enough. Wait, hold on a second. Are empanadas Indian? And I'm not saying another word until someone answers me on that. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's what I was gonna say. Allie, we might just be idiots from Kansas too. We might not know empanadas. Maybe they are Indian food. But I always thought they were Mexican. Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, at this point, what is, right, I think the national dish of England is chicken marsala, or chicken something like that. And that's an Indian food. These are just ripping as I'm closing them. I wonder if I had looked at the date of when these were expiring, if that would have changed anything. I'll take that one out of there. Yeah, it feels like my oil is cooling down. They don't seem to be cooking as fast. I guess we'll just have to go a little bit slower. Masala, okay. Well, I mean, Spanish food and Mexican, I think we both like mostly at this point. Whatever, it depends on where you are, but everything's some Americanized version of it. Like I tell people all the time, but when I go up to Kansas City, my neighbors who are like the parents at least are from China. They've been here a long time, but they make me stop at this place called the Hong Kong Star and get them food. So I ordered from them one time, and it's really good Chinese food, but it's just Chinese food. And I was confused. I'm like, hey, it just tastes like, you know, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh yeah, you have to order off the secret menu. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, there's two menus. There's one for white people, and there's one for actual Asians. And the actual Asian one has things like chicken feet and all this other stuff. So the next time I went up there, I ordered off the secret menu. And it was okay. It was not food I liked though. I do not like, I ordered one with chicken's feet. One was prawns basically. And another one was some weird cut of pork that had a lot of bone in it. I did not care for that. Yeah, I agree. Probably secret menu normally is the best menu, but in this case, secret menu was maybe a little too secret for John, for Kansas John. I mean, you give me some secret like seafood stuff, I'm all in. Like the first time I ever had eel and sushi, I was in love. But chicken's feet, just not my thing. Ooh, if we were pulling, it would be something. I can't see what's behind, like that last word. There's a heart in front of it for some reason. My hands are dirty, so I don't want to swipe anything. But yeah, no, I would like very much to go to that area, Scandinavia, Poland, like, and see what a lot of that food has to offer. I absolutely would try that weird shark thing where they bury it in the sand for long periods of time. I'm sure I would hate it. Like, it does not sound like anything anyone's gonna like, but it sounds like a fun challenge. Yeah, my oil, my flame is still 100% going. Like, I'm not running out of propane, but my oil is cooling down quick. Hot honey is amazing on pepperoni pizza. I'm sure it is. Hot honey is good on a lot of things. If there's a Poland, oh, pierogies, gotcha. Yep. I thought that, honestly, who said it? Craig, I thought that said people. I was very confused about what you were trying to like get across to me. I've already got a break in this one. We're almost done though. I think there's only one more wonton in there. I know it's a shoddy craftsman that blames his tools, but these wontons, yep, nope, no more. They're gone. Or it kind of actually feels like maybe it disintegrated. All right, so that's what we have left. We've got 4 more plus what's going in there right now. We're gonna let those cook for a little bit longer. While those do that, I'm gonna go grab another beer. And then we'll go through chat. And we'll come back inside here and finish off eating them. This is one thing that I don't ever worry about how the flavor is gonna be. I have this recipe dialed in and it's absolutely perfect. And I swear that's not me being cocky, that's just every time I've made these, they're incredible. Although one just burst open. I've never had that happen before. I'll show you guys in a second here, hold on. Ugh. All right. Get these in there. Successfully did not burn myself through the entire thing. All right, so I've never had this happen before. It clearly like scorched the inside too. I'm gonna let that cool for a minute, then we'll try it and see if that one's any good. I'm sure it's still gonna be delicious, but it definitely cooked all of the cream cheese out of it. Yeah, that one had no cream cheese. Oh. Still tasty, but literally no cream cheese left in it. All right. I did my best to keep up with chat there for a while, but kind of lost it and can't seem to get back to it. Where's chat? All I'm seeing is myself, no matter what I hit. I might be too young for a boomer, but I'm basically a boomer with technology. Allie, tell me how to get back to chat. Oh, got it. Yep, they're awesome reheated in an air fryer. Absolutely great in an air fryer. Yeah, boomers can, well, so maybe it's just me being stupid with technology. Technology's hard. What's even more hard is figuring out why my oil is cooling down like this. Like I checked my flame, it's still going just as hot as it was. And yes, I understand I've cooked things in it, but not enough to lower the temperature that much. Like those are hardly cooking. And yeah, flame is still 100% going on that. Buffalo chicken pierogi and skillet. Ooh, that does sound amazing. Ugh. You need to ask Austin about the RFID door lock-in plant. Yeah, no, I got my keys right in my back pocket. I picked them up there. You know what? Let's be safe. Throw those back over there on the floor. That's what I've been doing. Much, much better. Haven't locked myself out since. That video made me laugh. Wind. Good one. Yep. The wind is stealing all the heat right off the oil. Okay, that makes sense. I appreciate somebody figuring that out. There's 1.5 inches of oil in there at most. Maybe even less now. So that could be what it is. But all right, I'm gonna grab those. They're pretty much done cooking. And we'll start moving inside. Ooh, excuse me, for the finishing touches. The hardest part with this is then cleaning the oil. Nah, not the hardest. The most annoying part of this is cleaning the oil at the end. Because I'm using this beef tallow again. I'm not getting rid of it for sure, but it takes a while to get it back down to where it's even like reusable. I actually, anytime I'm doing beef tallow, if I have fish on something, I'll label it fish and put it in a different container so that the second time I use it, I'm not surprised that, why does this taste like fish? Get that out of the way. All right. Coming back for the camera. And the beer. Keys on the ground. All right, hopefully, oh geez. Hopefully none of you guys have motion sickness after that. All right, before we get to this, I'm gonna show you one more time what's in the box. So this is the Walton's and Flush Ultimate Upland Kit. It's gonna come with some hatch green chili, this chipotle lime sweet rub that we co-branded with the Flush, sweet and sassy garlic pepper, smokehouse barbecue, mango habanero, and these are the two things we use tonight. You're gonna get a nice Flush hat. Let me change that angle so you guys can see it a little bit better. You're gonna get a nice Flush hat, the Walton's oven mitts, a Walton's boning knife, our waterproof thermometer, and a bamboo cutting board that has both the Flush and Walton's on it. You're also gonna get a digital cookbook of a few of our favorite recipes, both Walton's and the Flush. So you can go to waltons.com or just click the first link in the description on this video. It'll bring you right to it. Great gift for somebody who's an upland bird hunter. So we're just gonna basically get these up here, hit them with another dusting of the chipotle lime sweet rub. if you can do this while the oil's still hot, it's gonna adhere much, much better. I'm gonna chop up some more of the green onions, sprinkle them on top as garnish, and they're falling right through, as I should have anticipated they would. And they are, that one just came out. Very hot. Oh, that was one of the last batches I just took out. That cream cheese was still very, very hot in there, but absolutely delicious. We've got a really nice mix of sweet and spicy from both the chipotle lime sweet rub and the mango habanero jam. We've obviously got the taste of the pheasant and some really nice cream cheese. Just make sure you let it cool down a little bit before you eat it, because that one burnt my tongue. Boiled cornstarch and water. Oh, to clean the oil. Yeah, so I'm gonna add water to it. I'm gonna sit it in a bowl like this. I'll also add a little bit of salt, and I'll sit it in a bowl like this. Tomorrow I will flip it over, and I'm hoping all the impurities, or most of them at least, will be on the bottom. But specifically when I do fish, I always find that it just, no matter what you do, there's a little bit of fishy taste to it. So I always just keep them separate. Does anyone have any questions? Either about this very attractive upland kit or anything we did tonight? Because I will sit around here and eat these all night if people have questions about this stuff. Or I'll go home, hang out with my dog. Don't skip the green onion, especially on the mix. You want to add green onion to that pheasant, cream cheese, and mango habanero jam. It gives it just that little, like, I don't even know how to describe it, zippiness, right? A little bit of zip to it that really does come out. So make sure that you're adding a green onion to it. Allie's trying to kill me. Oh, no, no, no. I know that there's a, yep. Nope. And that is why we're careful when we're eating wild game. These were Allie's pheasant, and there is a bird shot. Where did it go? It's gone. But that was a little pellet from one of the pheasants that Allie killed. And I know that she killed them because I grabbed it, the ones with her name on the tags. So, curious, isn't it? But no, that's what happens with wild game, guys. Sometimes, especially with upland birds, they're gonna have pellets hidden in there. When I cut them up, I was looking for them. Those went through cooking on cast iron griddle and then getting chopped up even more. My poor knife. Wow, that's amazing. My knife obviously did not come in contact with that pellet because there's no burrs on here. There's no any dents or anything on my knife. But yeah, that's one of the things about eating wild game, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not something that's going to, hurt me. More break a tooth than anything else. Andy Mike, we were at muzzle loading shoot one time and we were eating a roasted Canadian goose We got a prize for every BB we found. I got 3 prizes. Yeah, yeah, it happens. Also, I highly doubt Allie cleaned her own pheasants. So, all right. If no one has any other questions, we'll end it there. If you want to see a more condensed, concise version of this, we just released the full video on our Walton's YouTube page, or we're just about to. I think we're just about to release this video on Walton's YouTube page. So check it out. Should be excellent. We'll see you guys.